Chapter 1. I was the last person to leave the party. It was late now, about 2 in the morning. Before entering the elevator, I remotely started the car and cued it to pick me up at the passenger load-unload area, so that by the time I had come down from the 153rd floor and exited the building, my car would be waiting for me. Seemingly inebriated, I didn't give nearly enough time for the car to show up ahead of me. As I stood waiting for my ride, I couldn't help but note that the air outside was tantalizingly fresh, and the temperature of it was in perfect equilibrium with my skin. The beauty of living in the Northwest is the mild weather. I could feel a slight cool breeze coming from the ground as the water evaporated off of the sidewalk. The streets were clean, as though no one had ever used them before, and wet, as if someone had just gone around and misted them down, just enough for them to be wet, but not leaving any puddles around. Not a minute after I came out of the front doors, he came out from around the corner to my left. My beautiful, radiant black Audi, swiftly coming to a stop in front of me. Sensing me, the car door unfolded, peeling away from the front, turning an iridescent red color as it did so. I climbed in, and the seat reclined to its preset position. You chose home as your destination. Proceed? Faraj, the artificial intelligence, the brain of my car, is a delightful personality. Always calm and soothing, I calibrated his voice myself. Onwards. Like a flower closing its petals for the night, the door folded back down, changing back into the brilliant black as it melded with the body of the car. Staring out the side window, it was pleasant to see the streetlights basking everything in a warm and ambient light. I could see only a handful of cars and people going about at this hour. These days, there aren't many homeless around. I start replaying in my head the most overplayed public announcement on TV. That is, after the join the army ads. The homeless are rounded up and evaluated. They are then sent to counseling centers throughout the country. From there, the patients can choose to receive free training for any number of government jobs. Government job, that's how they sell it. Good paying, great benefits. Most people barely looked up from their phones long enough to notice. By the time people started wondering if the army would count, the law was passed. Besides, it's an honorable job, certainly more honorable than the lives they were living. It was one way of dealing with the heroin epidemic. I'm certain almost all of them go to the war effort. You don't want to end up on the streets these days. I start to feel sorrow for the ones without families, probably fighting the Russian Federation. And those who aren't capable of being productive citizens of our society are sent to well-being centers, where they can live out the rest of their lives in comfort. One-time entrance policy, glorified jail. The car is very quiet. Just a faint, space-age, ambient hum could be heard. My face cringed against the window as I stare out at the stars. It's a 20-minute ride from Seattle to the mountains. Sure is nice to leave the city, much quieter to be outside the noise of all of those who are awake. I can hear them thinking. It's hard to drown them out when I have had a few. I close my eyes and breathe. It brings me peace. I could always count on Professor Darthmason to throw a good party. He always puts out the best wine and great food. Life's too short to drink bad wine, he says. There's a plaque with the phrase hanging in his kitchen. Even after 30 years of parties, there are always new people that show up to his events. Proper, intelligent, some prominent, and they all have a deep, mysterious aura around them. Guests appear to take the professor by pleasant surprise, as though he hadn't invited them. But somehow, they knew he was having a bash. They always have a good time, never refusing the cognac that I offer them. Tonight's star was a vintage from 1985. They leave as mysteriously As they show up, politely and swiftly, being away from the city lights, I can now see more stars in the sky. They grip my soul. Every particle of my body can feel the connection with the outermost depths of the universe. Quantum entanglement. I feel what the universe feels, or at least I'm trying to hone in on it. There must be so much life out there, yet we are still blind to it. The ruling elite really have the phenomena under lockdown, but they don't fool me, and I am not alone. Mass hallucinations, swamp gas, Venus, Jupiter, Mars. Are you kidding me? I know a hunk of metal when I see one. Their fake disclosure of information, that illusionary crumb feeding to the starving masses, boils the blood inside my veins. Faraj drops me off at the front door and parks the car in the garage. The walkway lights come on as I approach. Faraj, dim the outside lights to a minimum. I